Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another fabulous episode of Girls Unscripted. My name is Kate.
My name is Carolyn, and this week on our weekly reality gab, we go deep into the secret lives of Mormon wives. We talk about the Vial Files interview with a lot of the wives. We go into the Valley, how it wrapped, and some supposed storylines on there. Brittany's seeing some texts from Jax. We talk about Sean Diddy Combs getting arrested and how absolutely fucked up it is. And then we talk about the Spritz Society drama with Craig choosing that over Loverboy. We talk about Brock's bleached hair. We talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City coming up. All of this coming to you right now. Let's go.
Carolyn, you need to start breathing during these intros.
I can't. I get too excited. I get too excited.
Girls Unscripted. Girls Unscripted.
Hey.
Girls Unscripted. Girls Unscripted.
What about it?
It's us. We're getting better at the intros. We just really throw things to the wall and see what sticks.
Oh my God, we actually did stick that landing.
That was better than last week's.
Yeah,
last week's. Well, listening to it back, I was straight up embarrassed.
You would have thought we would have had it down by now, but we do not.
We don't rehearse.
Add
also,
it to a list of failures.
I just noticed you got your nails done.
I was gonna say I just realized my nails, and you had the similar color.
I
last
did. That's
week.
a sick ass color, though.
It's
actually,
so fun, and
yeah.
I copied you.
That's okay.
But I added like shimmer glitter to it.
Can you add that after the fact?
No. It's like in the.
I like that. See, I always try to go for a nice shimmer.
Yeah.
I just think it's more fun.
Oh yeah, me too. It's like, why not? Life is short.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks for coming back to our podcast called Girls Unscripted. My name's Kate.
My name is Carolyn.
And I was just complaining because my body, TMI, boys, close your ears. My body feels like it has its period, but it doesn't. But I'm like spotting and I have a headache and I'm sore and I'm tired. And it's annoying because last week I was, TMI, shitting my brains out post Cabo. Now I like have a fake period. And then next week I'm going to have a real period. When does it end?
Can I make it better for you?
Yeah.
Will you close your eyes?
Yeah. Carolyn came in here holding something under her sweatshirt and I didn't know what it was. But go ahead. My eyes are closed.
Okay, keep them closed.
Don't knock over your mic.
I won't. Okay, I need you to do like two little owl eyes over your eyes.
Like this?
Yes. Then I need you to open up. And happy 100,000 followers on TikTok! Yay!
Oh my God, the energy. The energy. Where'd the K go?
Did it make it a little bit better?
Oh, it did make it. This is amazing. Imagine there's some zeros after this one. Yeah, I hit 100,000 followers on TikTok this weekend, and I'm now at like 150,000 followers.
For those of you who don't know, Kate is a superstar, and it happens so fast, right?
Well,
overnight, you had like 35,000 additional followers.
This did make it better. I actually feel like I kind of have you to thank for it because it wasn't until after last week's Vial Files episode, or last week's
Mormon Wives.
After we talked about the Mormon Wives on Girls Unscripted, you were like, oh yeah, you can listen to Taylor Frankie Paul on Vial Files. You don't have to like finish the show. So I did finish the show, and we'll talk about that later. But I listened to the Vial Files, and I was like, damn, Carolyn's right. Like, this is a crazy episode.
It was lit.
And I always like recap little podcast episodes on TikTok, but it was filled with so much information that I'm like, this can't be one video. So I broke it up into 5, and like 4 of the 5 videos have over 1 million views.
That is
like,
crazy.
And I don't put up numbers like that, people. I don't put up numbers like that, but I do now, I guess.
Now.
And someone once told me, they were like, once you hit 100K, it's like,
off
you just keep
races.
going.
Yeah.
And I'm very humble about this. And I was telling our producer, Rachel, I'm like, I actually can't even really think about it because then I'll get in my head.
You get in your head.
My mom's like, 9 million people have seen your face on one video.
Okay,
I'm like,
that's a lot, Mom.
Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about that.
Love you, mother.
But to be not like, it's so cool. I've been working really, really hard. I've been posting at minimum, 2 videos a day.
You have been grinding, and I don't know how you do it. You have a full-time ass job. You do this podcast, and you do the TikToks.
I'm going to cry.
And like you have a ton of friends and like a smoking hot boyfriend that I would totally do. I'm just
Kyle, get your wife.
But like, how do you do it all, Kate Riccio? How do you do it all?
I don't. It's look. You're giving me too much credit, but I genuinely. I mean, I wouldn't make TikToks if I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Like I do love it. I do. This is gonna sound so corny, but we talk about this on here. Like, I love looking at the comments. I love seeing like people's takes on the situation. Like, obviously, we have a podcast where we talk about reality TV, but when you go out into like the real world, like when I hang out with like my boyfriend and his friends, no one watches these fucking shows. Like, I'm like, what do I talk to people about? Right? It's like going to a sports bar during a football game and like not knowing what football is, you know? Yeah. Like, so it's like, it's just so cool to have like a little network of people. And I love my followers. And I've had a lot of people that I recognize like their names from like when I first started out and they're still commenting my shit. It's just really cool. And we can say the same with like our Girls Unscripted followers and like listeners and stuff like that. And I'm very honored that so many people give a fuck about what I have to say.
Well, I think you just don't give enough credit to yourself, or like you're just talented at this. Like you're really good at taking the news, breaking it down, only the juicy stuff. You knew how to brand it. You have the grit to do it. Like, I'm so proud of you.
I didn't know if people notice that I do say only the juicy stuff a lot.
Well, I know you told me that you were trying to make that stick.
Okay, well then yeah.
But
okay,
like,
maybe people don't notice.
But I also would have noticed just as a
I'm
consumer.
branding myself. But yeah, we just report the news and then that has fully translated. And then that's why we do this too, because like it's fun.
Yeah.
Reality TV, celebrity gossip, pop culture, whatever. It's so fun to talk about.
Yep.
And it is fun to have something like my TikTok, and it's a fucking TikTok. It could be banned tomorrow. I know that. And if it does, so be it. But it's nice to have that one thing that's like 100% mine and I am in control of, and it's just fun.
And people always ask, like, why are you so obsessed with reality TV, with like judgment on it? I'm like, it's an escape from reality.
Yeah.
It's like sports in the sense of their players, their situations, there's different formats, there's different ways it can go about it. And this is going to sound nerdy, but it's like an anthropology study of
people
pop
do
culture
say that.
and life and our trends and political, socioeconomical, all the things.
I could write an entire paper on how Jersey Shore like shaped what America is today. Literally. Like everyone knows what Snooki is, right? It's like, it's so ingrained in your brain. So yeah, I totally agree. It's sick.
Didn't want to get us
No, that was really nice of you. The funniest thing though is now I feel like I still don't really give a shit, but I never really gave a shit about like what I look like when I post these videos. I'd, put a little bit of a face on, but now I'm like hyper aware because in one of the videos, I'm wearing like, I wore it on this podcast before. It's like a Miller Lite tank top.
Yes.
And everyone's like, oh my God, where's that from? And I'm like, Ross.
Did you add Miller Lite for a sponsor?
You know what? Oh my fucking God!
We've joked about Miller Lite so much.
I didn't at Miller Lite, but I had to tell everyone, I'm like, I shop at Ross, and that's just the type of bitch I am.
Sponsor
Also,
opportunity.
this is not a joke. This shirt that I'm currently wearing is from Ross.
Ross is legit.
I dress for less.
You have to know. She sure does. You have to know what you're looking for, but you can find some good stuff in there.
It's almost like thrifting.
Yeah.
But it's like
with a different
the clothes just all smell the same type of chemical.
Yeah.
But it's okay. One wash and you're good.
It's not a guess your smell situation like thrifting.
Carolyn, what'd you do this weekend? I actually have no idea what you did this weekend.
What did I do this weekend? Okay, Carolyn, you're panicking.
I just watched your TikToks all weekend, Kate.
I literally just watched your TikToks all weekend. Wait, someone help me. Oh, it was my birthday.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I have to know. You said, and you've said this in your podcast before, that you and your friends, Grace and Johnny, you always surprise each other with a birthday thing and you never know what it's going to be until you get there. So what was your birthday surprise?
This year, and they always try to like throw me off with like, do you have a neon colored bathing suit? Like, be sure to bring face paint, like all this stuff. And
That's funny.
But it's such a mind fuck because then they'll like scale back. And then I'm like, okay, so it is something crazy or whatever. This year they took me, it was so sweet. We went downtown. We went to the Moxie Hotel has this restaurant called Mr. Wanderlust.
Okay.
And it's a piano burlesque bar.
Wait, I've seen that on TikTok and it looks sick.
It was very fun. There's like a piano man up elevated that like swivels around every now and then. The burlesqueness we didn't see a ton of. They're more like out in the lobby. The whole place though, if you've been to the Moxie Hotel, like it's lit down in downtown. There's like 4 different restaurants.
Yeah.
All with very cool vibe, outdoor pool, the whole thing. But it was like Art Deco themed, and like my wedding, that's very on brand for me. So it was a very like Carolyn Murdoch Emery thing to do. Crockett.
Don't forget.
As I will never do. And it was really fun. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just drove through downtown last night actually with my boyfriend, and I was like, I used to go to downtown so much, and then I feel like post-COVID it just like wasn't quite the same.
Yeah.
But there's still so many good bars and restaurants down there.
I feel like it's coming back. I mean, like driving around, downtown scares me.
I know, it's a different place after COVID. It really did change.
Yeah, even before COVID, I didn't want to be down there alone.
Yeah.
You know, but I had a blast here, and it looked like there were a lot of people out. Like it looked kind of like
that's good.
A WeHo scene in the sense of a lot of young people out and about and doing kind of.
Have you ever heard about, not scary, but what happened to my cousin Will in downtown?
No.
He was out, and I think it was like at a bar, and it was like 2 a.m., right? So obviously late, but not like super late, normal post-bar time. And he parked his car in a parking lot, and he went to like unlock his car.
I'm already nervous.
And someone hit him over the head with like a pole,
there
a pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Just like,
okay.
Dunk. But luckily it didn't knock him out.
Oh my God.
So he just started screaming, and then the guy ran away, and like he had to go to the hospital. I guess he was trying to like steal his car or something. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, crazy.
He went to the hospital?
Yeah. I mean, he got hit up the backside of the head.
How is his head? Is his brain okay?
Thank you. Well, that was debatable before the hit.
Right.
But
right.
I think he's okay.
Pre and post. Oh my God.
I know, scary.
That's shit.
I mean, that could kill someone.
Yeah, that's nasty shit.
Yeah.
Getting hit over the head with a lead pipe.
Yeah, that's what we're saying about downtown.
Yeah,
LA,
you just gotta be careful.
But there's some beautiful
ways.
stuff down there. Some beautiful stuff down there.
For sure.
All right, so we kind of mentioned it earlier about the Mormon wives.
Wearing my black sweatshirt again.
Oh yeah, Carolyn wants everyone to know she's back to the black sweatshirt. I'm happy to be wearing pants again.
Yeah, it's 77 degrees, so we can do that here now.
It's fall. It's sweater weather.
It's crisp.
Last time we talked, I hadn't finished the Mormon wives.
She had not.
Now I have.
Now she has.
We don't have to go too into it because I do think every single person and their mother watched it, which I think is because there really wasn't any other reality TV on at the time. There's no last week, 2 weeks ago, there hasn't been like a big show that everyone's watching. Real Housewives of Orange County, I feel like a lot of people are watching, but that's pretty much it. There's no Vanderpump. There's no Southern show. Like there's nothing on Bravo. There's no Netflix reality show right now.
I will say we get like once every 2 years a show that comes and rattles the scene a lot.
Yeah.
And I think this was it.
This was it.
Like, Hulu isn't known for its reality programming. No. Like this.
They have like one show and it's Kardashians.
Yeah, they were genius to do this. I mean, when it was happening, I was like, oh my God, I wonder how many bids they have. Like, it's got to be a bidding war. But I'm so glad it happened and they did it because it was fantastic. And I'm sure there'll be a season 2. I haven't heard any news about that. Oh, there
definitely will be. The only afterthought, I mean, I just learned this. I mean, there's a lot of afterthoughts. We can talk about this forever. But I just learned yesterday that a bunch of social media genealogists came out of the woodwork, and I don't want to say confirmed, but essentially confirmed that Zach and Jen Affleck are not related to Ben Affleck.
Okay, you have to be, and I'm such a hypocrite at this because I don't know the exact, but I do know it's direct. You have to be so careful claiming that you're related to someone famous on public television because these genealogists be out there being like, Okay,
so with that being said, are you 100% positive you're related to Davy Crockett?
Well, now I'm freaking out, but
someone's going to have a Reddit thread about you.
I know. Okay, yes, we can say it. He's like the brother of my third great grandfather or something. I don't know. I don't even know if
well, to be honest, Davy Crockett is a little bit different than like Ben fucking Affleck. You know what I mean?
Very true. But like Stassi to the Swedish princess, and things like that.
Well, Stassi's also related to Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Oh yeah, Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Let's not bring Stassi into this.
Genealogists will also find who you are related to, whether you like it or not.
Against your will. Yeah, she would wanted to keep that one a secret. Oh, you want to get my thoughts on Vegas / the ending?
Yeah. Well, last time you hadn't seen the real like climax of the series, and now that you've seen it, would you like to penny for your thoughts?
Overall, and this is the difference between my TikTok and here. My TikTok, I try to stay very non-biased, but here, get a little bit more of the inside of my brain.
Anything goes.
I don't fuck with Dakota at the fuck all.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And I don't think Taylor does either. And after listening to, which is weird. Okay, after listening to her Vial Files episode, she got pregnant twice before she got pregnant with this baby. So they were obviously trying. Like, let's be real. But I feel like the way she talked about her ex-husband in the Vial Files episode was so positive. And she was like, I never raised my voice in our marriage. We never fought. And all we see her and Dakota doing is fighting. I think Taylor and Dakota is a classic case of Dakota should have been a rebound and he wasn't. I don't doubt that Taylor likes Dakota, but Dakota's insecure about her swinging past and she doesn't like being bogged down. Like, I feel like Dakota gives her rules. I think his insecurities show onto Taylor in a really bad way.
Well, yeah, he definitely comes off as controlling and kind of stereotypical misogynistic.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end, I hope that they are together forever.
Tendencies.
I hope that things go good.
I just want to give him like a little bit of rebuttal. I'm not a Dakota apologist, but I will say Taylor was a hot ass fucking mess when this swinging scandal broke. And she started dating Dakota really quickly. I remember thinking, like, that's weird.
Also, she started dating Dakota 2 months after the scandal came out.
It was so fast. And then fast forward, the arrest happens. The video is leaked. We know all the details, and it is not good. She's, throwing things in front of her child. He's scared for his life. But he went on TikTok and was like, I don't care what anyone thinks. I've been an addict before. I've been at my rock bottom. I've fucked up and I had people there for me and I'm going to be there for Taylor at this bottom.
Okay, I can respect that.
Because everyone was like, why are you still with her? Why are you still with her? After she got arrested for abusing him.
Yeah.
And that I thought was commendable.
He is obsessed with her.
He's a ride or die for Taylor and I think he will be for their kid.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It already seems that way.
Yeah.
I also, though, okay, I'm going to be mean about it again, though. I do think he does a lot for the camera. I think he is so hyper aware of the camera being there. And I'm only saying this. I notice this. I just have to say it. It's so specific. But when they're in the delivering
he
room,
looks at the camera.
You saw that?
Yeah.
He literally looked at the camera and made sure it was filming and then goes back down to Taylor and was like, you got this, baby. I'm here for you. It's like you're making sure you're being filmed being a good person.
Oh, it's so funny because I had an opposite reaction to it.
Oh, see the yin and yang.
I saw it when because I believe it was like the very final moments when the baby was being pushed out and he literally was like in so much shock that he looked. I think he didn't know where he was looking. They were with camera people. They were also in the room. They were part of the experience. Like, I don't know. I just think he was in such surprise shock of a human life coming out of another human that he was excited. But
he's like, are you getting this?
I know.
Zoom in.
Well, and he'll have it forever,
yeah.
you know? But, God, I know. But I don't want to be known as a Dakota apologist.
No, you're not. You're just seeing the other side of things, which I appreciate.
Yeah. And I just have a feeling he has the opportunity. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back season 2 with a huge redemption arc. He has the opportunity to swing this around in his favor, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did, because I think he's charismatic and I think he's self-aware. He's an addict. He's very self-aware of what he can and cannot be around. So I hope that maybe he turns his little behavior around next season.
You know who I think is going to come back for season 2 after listening to Taylor on Vial Files? I think her ex-husband and his new fiance are going to be on it.
I wanted them there this season.
They were offered it.
And they were like,
and
nah.
they said no. And I think now that they saw how the show went, I think that they will be on it. And I actually think it will be a good addition because according to Taylor, they're really fucking cool and they see each other like every day.
I hope it's good for them. I don't know. I was just like, good for them for staying out of it.
Well, think about it. They're going to lose Whitney. I don't think Whitney's going to come back.
Whitney's going to come back.
You think she's going to come back?
Absolutely.
You don't think she's going to hide on her homestead picking up shit?
Whitney likes attention too much to not be part of this cultural phenomena.
That's fair. But if they do lose Whitney and her husband, I would put money on the fact that they're replacing them with Tate Paul and his new
Well, I think they would be a welcome addition, even though there are so many people. The Nick Files podcast was so hard.
Were they all sitting in like different areas?
There were so many voices, and it was like, who? It was like,
okay.
7 people.
So what Carolyn's referring to is that Vial Files also did. So they did the episode with Taylor, Frankie, Paul, but then they did a separate episode with all the other women except for Taylor and Whitney. I didn't listen to it. So what were some of like the biggest things you got out of that episode?
big takeaways is that no one fucks with Whitney.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone.
Macy a little bit.
Macy doesn't like defend her per se, but she does. She's like me with Dakota. She does want to like show, just she doesn't want everyone to be down on her.
Right.
She's the closest link to Whitney there is right now by far. Other interesting things. Demi, which I keep like saying her name.
I want to say Demi.
Yeah, no, it's Demi. I think she said her name was like Demetrius or something. I don't know. Demi did go on a strange tangent about doing ketamine. Have you seen this?
I think I did see the clip. Everyone's like, so they can't drink coffee, but they can rip ketamine.
They can do ketamine infusions. And ketamine is a popular, not popular, but people have done it. I've actually done it. Infusion that is known to help treat anxiety, depression, all these other things. Or not known to, it's said to, the opinions out on it.
I would also say ketamine is a popular party drug.
And it is a popular party drug. Yeah. I've not experienced it in that way, but I've experienced it in the infusion she's talking about where you go off to Loopy Land and you're seeing your dead relatives. Okay, so
that's insane.
That's what she was doing and saying she would go on it and he would not be on it. And they would have conversations together.
Wait, who's the he?
Her husband.
Oh.
I forget his name. Brett?
I like her husband.
Her husband. And they would have conversations with each other. And they were so open and non-judgmental that it was the best thing for their relationship they've ever done. I have never heard of that use for ketamine before. I never even would think to do that.
I also never heard of putting coconut cream in a Dr. Pepper. But these bitches will do anything twice.
That's very true.
So I'm not surprised at all.
That's very true. So that's making the rounds on TikTok. And it was interesting because Nick specifically asked them at one point, you are in Utah. Do you see the Salt Lake City Real Housewives? Demi did not mention Angie at all. There were a few other pop-ups of other mentions. She kept her mouth shut on that one.
She had, so for those of you that don't know, Demi's husband used to be married to Angie Harrington.
Did we cover this last time?
No.
Do you know the whole story on it?
No. But Angie Harrington was just a friend of on Salt Lake.
Yes.
I skipped a Salt Lake season so I could be caught up. So I actually don't even know who that is.
Okay, so this is actually a crazy story. Demi met her husband when she was 9. He's 16 years older. So do the math, it's 25.
That's weird.
That is strange. He was married to Angie Harrington, who's a friend of on Salt Lake City. She created some drama in some of the seasons, but I don't really remember if she's been around recently.
Oh, she's pretty.
Fast forward, Demi becomes legal and they follow each other on Instagram. And she refers him to be on The Bachelor.
I did hear this. And he was on the worst season that there ever was.
He was on Claire Crowley's season. And then he came back and then they started dating and got married.
Wow.
So they talk a little bit on the Vow Files, she gets knocked for that a lot of being child bride, all this stuff. But she really doesn't let it get to her because they're obsessed with each other.
I feel they kind of own it too. Yeah, and they acknowledge it's weird, but we love each other. So that's all you can really do.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about Jen. Also, post-Vegas thoughts. Yeah, fuck Zach. I mean, I think we all have the same thought. He's a psychopath. People on TikTok were saying that they think he was treating Jen that way to deter from the fact that he blew all her money gambling.
Yeah, it's $2,500 in one night,
which is crazy.
I mean, yeah, the double standard of the whole scenario is wild, but she does do a good job on the podcast of not making excuses for him and just saying, yeah, he messed up. We're in therapy and I believe in grace and we're trying to make things work.
I feel she actually has good I don't know if it's good PR, if she's just smart, but I feel people really like her.
Yeah.
Even though she's letting this man run and, I don't want to say ruin her life, but run her life.
We want to see her win.
Yes.
We want to see her have that happy ending.
Yeah.
And
I like her. I think she's cute.
And she was saying that despite, all that we saw, he is so supportive of this mom talk thing, of her being a part of it and all of that, even despite this past season.
Well, of course. That's his paycheck.
Yeah, and it's a paycheck.
You know what I think is funny? That they went to Vegas, but stayed in an Airbnb, far off the strip, and only went to Chippendales. Like they didn't go to a casino. They didn't go out to dinner. Oh yeah, they did. Actually, they went to Fremont Street. Never mind.
I'm gonna be honest. I did not know Chippendales still existed.
I knew it still existed because Vinny from Jersey Shore is in it.
Girl,
sometimes.
you a real one for Jersey Shore.
Yeah, it's my second Jersey Shore.
If we could be sponsored by Jersey Shore.
Dude, if I say Jersey Shore one more time, Mike, the situation's going to pop up right in between us. It's like Beetlejuice. I just can't.
Say it.
He actually just opened up his own, like, I don't know, this isn't in our notes, but his own, like, rehab center or something.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good for him.
Any hoomps.
Do
Do you have anything else to say about the Mormons?
Oh, last thing. It was also revealed that Macy is temple recommended, which is like a high status in the Mormon church that they even got real shady talking about it of like, don't talk about it. Cause like there are certain things that are sacred and she can't talk about, but she's like allowed to go into a certain building or something. And she's like, you have to be very well behaved and you get a recommendation. I read online on Reddit for 2 years. So who knows? I don't know if it's coming to an end. I don't know. But after this show, I wonder if she'll get it again.
I am fascinated on Mormonism.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
All right, let's switch gears here and talk about the Valley. And I want to give a shout out to my friend Elizabeth Passmore. I know you're listening because she actually brought this to my attention. So the Valley wrapped this past weekend. And I feel like you could kind of tell because they were all posting pictures on Instagram. They were dressed to the fucking nines and went out to dinner. Like that's typically what a finale is. Like a big event. And this news came out that Brittany Cartwright saw explicit text messages between Jax Taylor and another woman while filming the Valley's finale.
Okay, I have not heard this.
Okay, I just heard it this morning from my friend Passmore. First, here's what it says. A source, I just read you the headline. Mm-hmm. A source says he can do what he wants, but of course it hurts Brittany. It's rumored that Jax spends time with several different women who he meets at his bar or the gym. Obviously, this is upsetting for the people around him because he isn't focused on getting the help he needs.
Shocker.
But it's just like, duh.
Yeah.
He's out with this Paige Woolen girl.
Nothing surprising about any
obviously
of that.
You think Jax Taylor is going to Brittany's going to ask for a separation and then for a divorce and he's not going to go and talk to other bitches?
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry, it's Jax Taylor.
Jax be out there.
He's gonna text people.
I mean, it's not surprising, but I mean, this is so sick. This is the sick thing about reality TV. I do hope they catch the moment of her finding that text because that would be
I'm sure they will.
Juicy to watch. Ugh, poor Brittany. But
and
also good for her getting out of it.
Someone did comment, and I agree with them. They were like, no offense to, you guys for posting this, but like, I wish these like news outlets would do a better job at keeping this stuff quiet.
So we can watch it on the show.
So we can now we know what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so hard to keep a good secret.
Yeah.
They did a really good job of it on Housewives of Salt Lake City. I remember people thought it was all crazy shit.
Carolyn, the rest of that comment said, if Salt Lake had let anything slip, it would have ruined everything for us. That's crazy.
We just report the news.
Are you Jenny 70351?
Caught me.
And obviously Scandival wasn't going to be a secret, but like that's the issue is like we know everything before we see it on TV and then it's not as shocking. And something as simple as finding text messages on someone's phone could have been kept a secret.
Yeah.
We didn't need to know that.
It's so interesting because, again, I'm slowly going through Atlanta and I'm going through the period where social media is invented and shows pre-social media and post-social media. You can just start seeing it trickle in to the storylines a little bit because they have to start breaking the fourth wall a little bit to explain some beef and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you can tell they're trying to avoid it, but like, it's just so interesting. Again, anthropological study on social media and pop culture.
Well, literally, and this will be our little promo because now that it's out, Girls Unscripted is going to be at LA Comic-Con.
We sure are.
And we're doing a panel about reality TV and we have to have like questions and stuff. It's like about the current state of reality TV. And I would like to talk a lot about social media and the impact that had because it is when you watch shows pre-social media are so much different than post-social media and I feel like a lot of people went on reality shows not to just to be on, like now people go on to get followers, right? And there was something, I'll say it for a third time, like magical about Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
There was no social media.
Yeah.
We just every summer we're like, I can't wait to see what they get into.
And I would say the same for beginning of Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, 100% agree. 100%. Like Imagine if the Kristen and Jack sleeping together thing leaked
Right.
before we got to see it play out on TV.
Would have been such a shame.
And there was like a little social media then, but whatever. But yeah, so we're going to be at Comic-Con, which is pretty cool. October 5th.
Peter Madrigal is going to be on our panel.
Peter Madrigal is going to be on our panel. It was put together by our friend Rob at Vanderpump Robs.
Thank you so much, Vanderpump Robs.
And yeah,
we love him.
I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I need to think of my questions.
I know, me too. We have our homework.
Girl, this morning I woke up and I saw the Diddy Arrest headline.
I literally thought he was already arrested.
Okay, it's so funny. Kyle and I had this conversation like last week. Like, is Diddy arrested?
Yeah.
Or is
What's
Diddy
he
not
up to?
arrested?
Yeah.
It's like, is he or isn't he? And man, I knew it was speculated he was into some shit. I didn't know he was into some shit.
Okay, so it says here he was indicted on sex trafficking, racketeering, and kidnapping charges. What's racketeering? I feel like they always say that.
I feel like we've even looked it up on this podcast. I always forget what it is. It's like false business pretenses, I think.
Engaging in an illegal scheme.
Oh, okay.
Pretty basic.
Pretty basic. I need to look up what they're called. Oh, it's on my phone.
While you pull that up, it says here on TMZ, members of the Combs enterprise allegedly engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion, enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. What is even left?
Kate, it's crazy. He's involved in everything.
Yeah.
Sean Diddy Combs forced women into sick freak-off sex sessions with male prostitutes that were often recorded while the music producer masturbated. And then he would film it and then use it as blackmail against the women. The women would be so exhausted they would need IV drips by the end of it.
So he was what, like kidnapping these women to do that?
I don't even know where the kidnapping comes in, but probably. I know he like hired prostitutes a lot. I know that he would use his figure and status, kind of Harvey Weinstein-esque, a lot to coerce women to do things. And I know that like a lot of drugs were involved. He would drug them up. I know that they found AR-15s in his house that had the serial numbers scratched off.
Well, hilariously, that's like the least of
which is the least
issues.
offensive thing. But like I knew it was bad, but this feels like a whole business of trafficking and prostitution. This is like Jeffrey Epstein.
Well,
stuff.
there's like what's sick about it amongst so many things, but how much thought is put into it. That's always what fucks me up is like you had to sit down and really think about how you were going to make this work.
Yes.
It's weird.
Like there's a lot of moving parts to this.
Yeah.
He has like his assistants out doing stuff. You got to get the prostitutes.
Well, yeah, you think about how many people were involved in making this happen too. It's just like you don't think there's that many bad people out there, and there is.
Also, don't shoot me for saying it. I've always been really weary about Justin Bieber. Him doing weird stuff with Justin Bieber.
Oh, I think you're not alone in that.
And this just like confirms it to me. I just hope he didn't do anything inappropriate with him. But from this article, I would bet my bottom dollar that he did.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Like disgusting. And then isn't it so gross that someone so famous could do all these heinous things for so long before the law finally cracks down on them?
I wonder why. I wonder if it's like, why is it always famous people that are doing this? Or is it we're just hearing about it because it's famous people? But like, maybe this is ignorant of me, but it's like, you don't have to do this. Like, you're famous. Like, girls want to fuck you.
If only Kate could meet Sean and say, oh, you don't
have to do this.
You know, this isn't required.
But I sometimes
activity.
feel like that's the thing. It's like with money comes power, right? Mm-hmm. And when you just have all this money, I mean, fucking Sean Diddy Combs has been famous forever, that I feel like you just want to test how much you can do.
Yeah.
And
nothing's
sick.
ever good enough. And then you keep escalating and escalating. Kind of like Playboy mansion guy, Humphrey? Hubert, what's his name?
Hugh Hefner.
Sorry.
Hubert Humphrey. The legendary, iconic Hubert Humphrey, you know, the inventor of Playboy. Hubert. Holly Madison's ex, Hubert.
You know who Holly Madison is dating now?
Who?
You're not going to know this.
Wait, let me try and guess. I bet you I will.
Know this.
I bet you I will. Can you give me a hint, but not a good one?
It's someone from
I'm involved
the
with
unscripted world.
Because she was married to Chris Angel.
I think she's still dating him. I'm not sure.
No, because I heard this because I actually fuck with Holly Madison. Fuck. Who is it?
I'm obsessed with this. Zach Bagans from the hit TV show Ghost Adventures. It's that show that Kyle and I watch all
this looks like her type. Okay, I don't know why the fuck I ever thought I would know this, but no, that makes sense. She's into that shit.
Because he came to her house to do an investigation there, and then they hit it off. I mean, there's a big age difference, but I don't care. I'm obsessed with that couple.
And Zach was like, I'm not sensing any ghosts, but I am sensing some sexual chemistry here.
I'm sensing something between us.
I'm sensing some sparks. Maybe. Oh, that's cool. Wow. You know what? He looks handsome. No, Holly Madison is weird, and I mean that as a compliment.
I think she's come out as like having autism.
Oh, slightly. Well, I'm a bitch.
Well, no, sorry. No. Not to say that. I think she.
But she's into
that.
Like weird. I mean, yeah. But she's cool. I like listening to what you say. Anyways, that really just added some light to the whole Diddy shit.
Yeah. Ooh, that took a turn. Sorry.
Okay, wait. Have you heard
Hubert
about
Humphrey.
I'm Hubert Humphrey. God bless him. Rest in peace, Hubert Humphrey. Okay, I'm gonna lighten the mood with some other just reality TV drama real fast.
Please,
Have you heard about this Spritz Society drama?
Enlighten me. I know the fringe.
Okay. This happened. It happened a while ago, but now it's being brought back up. Craig Conover decided to partner with Spritz Society. Spritz Society is what you think it is. It's like an alcoholic spritz, right? And people online were like, obviously people are going to try to create risk, but they're like, that's weird that you're promoting Spritz Society when it's the same thing as Loverboy. So they're pitting Kyle and Craig against each other. Well, now, and Spritz Society is owned by, do you listen to The Toast? Like, do you know who Claudia Oshray or whatever her name is?
Oh, God, he's partnering with them?
It's her husband. Her husband has a podcast with Josh Peck.
Okay.
And then today he posted that he launched his own flavor. And you would think it's like this, like groundbreaking, like I finally launched my own flavor of Spritz. The flavor is, wait for it, lemon iced tea. Like, couldn't be more of a common flavor.
I would love to be at the creative roundtable for that. Of like, all right, what if we did, I don't know, tea?
But what's like a flavor that no one would think of for tea?
Lemon
That's
tea.
It. Lemon, that's it. So yeah, and like Loverboy is iced tea. So it is kind of like there. And Craig has responded to comments because someone commented like, the Loverboy packaging is so much more fun. And then Craig responded, was like, yeah, they have great packaging. Like, I think Craig's trying to make it not a thing, but Kyle's definitely butthurt about it.
Yeah, I remember when this like originated, Kyle being like, you know, doing his Kyle thing where we know what he feels, but he's like trying to be like polite about it. Like, yeah, congrats to him.
Yeah, no, he was definitely upset. Speaking of Summer House, and I didn't put this on our list, but Sierra did a interview with Raising Cane's and this is just quick, but basically it was like, you ever see the game like Truth or Drink? You either have to answer the question, you have to drink. Well, it was like Truth or Tendy, and basically she either had to tell the truth or eat a fucking chicken tender, which I would just never answer because I love chicken tendies.
Yeah,
but
you would just keep going.
In this interview, they asked her who had the least fun this summer, and she responded, probably Jesse. And then they said, who will have the most to answer to? And she also answered Jesse and said he will have the most to answer to at the reunion, and she cannot wait for it. So Jesse got into some trouble.
Jesse got his, like season 1, like, woo, fandom.
Yeah.
And let's see how he handles it.
I made a TikTok about it, and this was very exciting for Mrs. last week.
Did he comment?
He duetted it, and basically, so it's me basically saying this part, and then he duetted it, and he just said, "What did Jesse Solomon do?"
Oh my God.
And I was like, girls, Jesse Solomon duetted me.
That's amazing.
So yeah, we're dating now.
That's fantastic. Yeah. I think he's so cute.
Yeah, well, I'll let him know you said that.
Yeah, I like Dan better though.
Me too. Okay, real quick. So Carolyn and I were talking about how we're going to like recap the Housewives because we do want to talk about it. So we are recording this episode on a Tuesday. Tomorrow is when the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City premieres. So we'll talk about it next week. It'll be a couple days later, but we'll live. I am currently on my get over it. I'm currently on my rewatch of Salt Lake, so I'm trying to catch up in time. And they're in Bermuda where I'm at. So we're almost at the reveal.
There. Yeah, you're at the finish line.
But not quite, right? As I'm watching, because I obviously know what happens, what was Monica's end goal?
Demi is friends with Monica, by the way. Does that surprise anybody? No. I think it's great.
I kind of like Monica, actually. I like watching her. But to me, like now I'm watching it, I'm like, you are so obviously just trying to get information out of these girls. And like, they're being so nice to you.
So nice to her.
So nice and so welcoming. And like the fact that they're in Bermuda, like celebrating her birthday. And like, that's when all this comes out. And she's like, so basically I just saw the episode where like Heather creates like this big birthday breakfast and Monica cries. She's like, I've never had anybody do this for me before. And in my mind, I'm like, are you not regretting everything in this moment, Monica?
Yeah.
So like I don't care if you spoil it because I already know what happens. But like, what was her end goal? To just stay friends with them forever and make money off of a fake Instagram?
I don't think she was very active on the Instagram whilst filming. I would have to go back and double fact check that because I think she's just an insecure bitch who wanted to be on TV, never really thought she'd have the chance to be, and then she found herself there and was like, oh, well, shit.
Like, it's almost like as if, let's say, I made really rude TikToks about Vanderpump Rules people, where I'm just talking shit, and then I get cast on Vanderpump Rules. Right? It's kind of like that, but the way it seems is this reality Von Teese or whatever the fuck was like ruining their lives. Like, I don't know. I'm excited. And I'll remind, now that I'll watch the finale and the reunions and stuff, I'll remind you when we talk next week of like how it went down. It just seems crazy to me. And it does seem, I know that there was a lot of speculation that maybe production was involved.
Yeah.
It does seem like, what are the odds that the person that made reality Von Teese is who gets cast on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake?
There are tons of troll accounts. Salt Lake is a small city. I don't know. And maybe it's, God, I'm such a male apologizer. I need to like work on this. But I believe Andy when he was like, there's absolutely no way we would have done that. Why would we have put her on the show if we know that she actively hated the show? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, she actively hated the show. She wouldn't have gone on though.
She
so
wanted to be on the show.
She didn't hate the show.
Yeah. And you see the email she sent to be on the show. Like, I think she just never thought she'd actually get on it because she's of a different socioeconomic level at that time. She's not in the very affluent circles. It seems like more she's in the party young girl circles. Now that I know she's friends with Demi and all them.
Kind of like a Brandy Glanville where she's like
Exactly.
single, quote, poor.
Out of her element.
Right.
Definitely kind of like the black sheep of the group. And I think she got the show and I think she was like, shit.
Yeah.
I think.
But she's also
know.
like, I need to hang on to this because I need the money.
Right. But she's not making money off of reality Von Teese, was she?
Probably not, but I'm saying she needs to hold on to being on Salt Lake.
Oh, no. She wants to stay on there. Her mom wants her to stay on there so badly.
I can't.
I mean,
I hate the mom.
The mom is ridiculous.
We'll talk a lot about it next week now that we'll go from one Mormon to another.
And I'll rewatch too, so I'll get caught
Okay,
up.
only if you want to.
No, well, I'm dedicated.
I also heard that, was it Demi was interviewed to be on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake. One of it was either
Wouldn't be
Demi or
surprised.
Jess, which would make sense, but they are just a bit too young, I'd say.
Yeah. Demi would make sense because of her relation to the Housewives.
Yeah.
And she's a fan favorite. People like her.
I love her.
She's great.
I love her.
Yeah.
She's a real one.
She just really
Tells
says it
like
as it is.
Yeah. Her and Macy, I think, are the two most logical in the head.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Lastly, I'm actually glad you put this down on here because I've been trying to figure it out because I'm not really too in the world of Netflix's Love is Blind, Perfect Match, whatever the fuck. But there's drama between Micah, who's from Love is Blind, blonde girl, everybody knows Micah, and Seb. I don't know Seb.
Seb was on Too Hot to Handle
Okay.
a few years ago. I don't even know which season, but a while ago. I loved him. He's really cute and funny, and he paired up with the hottest girl on their season, in my opinion. And they were just like the perfect, beautiful couple that went off. And I was so happy to see that they have lasted throughout the years.
Oh, so they have been steady dating.
They were steady dating. I think there was rumors of a breakup maybe once or twice. So it was already getting kind of rocky, I guess. But what happened was Micah from Love is Blind apparently has the same management company as Seb. And they were going to New York Fashion Week together. And as part of the deal of them going, they were going to post a lot of content together.
Right.
And Micah was told that Kayla was cool with it. Apparently that was not the case. Photos came out that just did not make Seb look good. They're photos of him biting his mouth, looking at Micah's ass, them kind of cuddling on the runway. I mean, definitely stuff that if you had a girlfriend, the girlfriend would be pissed that that's out there.
Okay, that's crazy. When I first heard this story, I was like, team Micah. I'm like, get over it. They're friends. It's not that big of a deal. That's a bit much.
Well, and
because
Micah,
didn't they just break up?
They broke up over this. And so.
Oh, that's why they broke up.
Well, I think so.
They probably were having issues, and that might have been the last straw. But still, oh my God, if
yeah,
I'm not a jealous person, but if my boyfriend was taking pictures like that with another girl, I don't know if I could.
Because they did break up because he said in response to someone's comment, girl, like I just found out I was broken up with via my feed. Like nothing's been taken with care here. Like,
wow.
I think it was a bad situation. But Micah issued an apology on her TikTok.
I did watch it. I watched it and I had no idea what was going on.
It sounded pretty genuine. And she's dating someone now, and she wanted to set the record straight that there was nothing behind any of it. It was just normal photos for them. But if you look at the photos, it's like, a couple of them like that's not great.
Yeah, wow.
And if they were already having problems, which it kind of sounds like they were, then I think it was the last straw.
That's tea.
Tea.
Damn. Did you know that Micah got a chin implant?
Did she get a chin implant or chin injections?
Oh, maybe either. But you know what? It's funny because I never knew that a chin would make such a difference. You and I both have good chins, I'd say. I got a bit of a butt chin. It's okay. It was a personal thing I had to work through. Like with Stassi, the before and after pictures, and Micah, like it does change. I just never would have thought how much a chin would change your face.
You'd be surprised. I've gotten chin injections.
You have?
Yeah. And I would think like, man, my chin is so pronounced. I would never need them. It's all about like proportions and contour and stuff. Cause I had like more of a syringe and I was like, I don't know.
Where should I put it?
Where should I put it? And they were like brown here and here. So yeah, cause I literally looked up this morning what she got done. Cause she got something done that I want done, which is for the jowl lines. And I wanted to see exactly what she got done. So it's so fun. I was literally looking at
yeah, she looks great.
Yeah, she looks good. It's
I like the openness.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I feel like we covered a lot of bases.
There was so much. We didn't even mention that Brock bleached his hair. Are you okay? I wanted to check in on you.
I actually think it looks great.
You love it?
I do.
Okay.
Here's what I like about Brock.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, never thought I'd say that sentence. I actually like that Brock, now we're back on the Valley. We're talking about Brock, Sheena's husband. I like that he has fun with his style.
Yeah.
I feel like men so often don't do that.
Take themselves so seriously.
Yeah, or it's like they don't want to seem like feminine or whatever. And granted, sometimes Brock makes some questionable fashion choices. But I actually think that the blonde buzzed hair looks really good on him.
I think it's really fun.
It's a bit like I'm sure you could argue it's a bit like Try Hardy.
Yeah, like, but it's really playing into like the revamp of the 2000s club era that's kind of happening right now.
Oh, please let that shit stick.
Yeah.
I just need to get sweaty on a dance floor.
Dance Yourself Clean. Kyle was like, can we please go to Dance Yourself Clean?
Yeah, it's been okay, actually, so Dance Yourself Clean is like, for those of you who don't know, it's like an event that happens in LA. But it hits different now because when we used to go back in the day, it used to be at back in the day. It's the first bar I ever went to with a fake
Rest
ID.
in peace.
No, first. It used to be at the Shortstop. Have you ever been to the Shortstop in Echo Park?
Oh, yeah.
On Thursday nights, every Thursday night. It's the first bar I ever went to with a fake ID. Made out with DJ of Dance Yourself Clean a couple of times. It's a story for another time.
Gosh, so
I was like dancing. I'm going to tell it right now. I was like dancing on the dance floor and this guy comes up to me and he's like, I know you. And I was like, no, you don't. but they used to have like a photographer that would come and like take a picture. And he held up a picture. He's like, you were here last weekend. And I was like, oh my God, that was me. And he was like, I'm the DJ. And I'm like, no, you're not. And he takes me up to the DJ booth. And then we start making out up in the DJ booth.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God, this
is
is a movie.
Amazing. And yeah, anyways, we never talked since. But
oh, what a night.
there's actually more to that story, but that's for a different time. But anyways, it used to be at the Shortstop. Then it got moved to the Satellite, which you and I have been to a million times. And that's a rest in peace because that was a banger-ass bar.
Banger-ass bar.
It just was awesome. But now it's such an event. They have it at the Avalon sometimes.
Yeah, I haven't been.
Last time I went on their like 4-year anniversary or something. 5-year maybe, whatever the fuck. It was like house music the whole time.
Oh,
and the point of Dance Yourself Clean is it's supposed to be like indie pop.
Yes.
Like
oh, that makes me sad.
Yeah,
that
like
was
fun, like early 2000s and 2010s, like bands with actual instruments and and it's just not anymore.
Well, never mind.
But maybe I just went on an off day.
That's true.
So, you know the Lapeer rooftop that you guys play pickleball on? They had a rooftop dance yourself clean there once.
Oh, fun.
During the day, and it actually was fun.
Oh.
So, like, I think let's give it another shot.
Yeah,
I
down.
love to dance yourself clean.
Yeah,
oh,
my
my
husband loves to
fuck,
dance.
that was
let's
so fun.
Get him out there.
Alrighty.
Oh, my goodness.
We did it.
We covered a lot this episode.
Thank you again for praising me in the beginning. That was very nice.
I will praise you every morning, noon, and night.
I have to know, did you hold on to that 1K from last time?
Yes, Kyle. Well, I just so happened to put it like on the table. Then Kyle cutely put it like on my desk. So they were just kind of deflating on the desk. Yeah. And I was like, we should bring these back for Miss Riccio.
There you go. Who knows what we'll need them for again?
I know. Hopefully it's 1 million. Thanks for listening. Thank you for subscribing, rating, liking, all those things. It helps so much. Until next time.
Bye.